Town News and Information Station.
Welcome back. With us now is Russell Lewis. We're talking about nursing home abuse and neglect. Rusty, I guess the one main question that people have in all of this is why should somebody bring a nursing home suit? I mean, if their loved one has already passed away or whatever, you know, a lot of people see this as someone just trying to profit off of it or something of that nature. But it's really, in my opinion, it's always been something greater to that. Can you speak to that?
Absolutely. That's a common misconception that I deal with. Many people do believe that people are litigious for money. And while the civil justice system only affords monetary remedies primarily, in this particular area, it's very important to take action if action's needed, because we need these nursing homes to be accountable for their actions. Quite commonly, these nursing homes are part of chains that are owned by large companies. They'll own multiple nursing homes, sometimes hundreds throughout the country. And they run their corporation like a corporation. They make business decisions. And what's challenging for that corporation is when business decisions and the needs of the nursing home residents are in conflict. And what I mean by that is the bottom line is what boards of directors and shareholders are concerned with. But the bottom line in that context has to do with the budgets that are made up and carried out for staffing nursing homes and making sure they have the supplies that they need. So we want to avoid situations where nursing homes are not staffed appropriately, where they're not stocked appropriately, and when budget concerns interfere with resident care, we have a large problem that needs to be addressed. By pursuing a claim when a claim should be pursued, you help send the message that we as a society will not tolerate this, because like it or not, there comes a time in most people's lives when a loved one in their family is going to need to go into a nursing home. And we need to ensure that when that time comes, that they get the best care possible, not just the best care possible that allows for a corporation to make a large profit.
Right. Now, in these cases, you know, what I'm familiar with most times are some of the bed sore cases and stuff where, you know, those sores get so bad that you've got a couple of feet of skin that winds up being removed from that nursing home resident. What are some of the examples that you've seen in cases on the injuries and things of this nature?
Well, the most commonly thought of injury is the bed sore, also known as a pressure sore, and that's generally caused when someone who has a high risk for skin breakdown isn't properly cared for, in that they're not properly hydrated, they're not properly nourished, and they're not properly turned and repositioned. To avoid skin breakdown or wounds developing, the person needs to both be hydrated and nourished, and also turned and repositioned every few hours to take pressure off of the bony prominences in their hips, their elbows, their ankles, and areas like that. When that's not done, the results can be tragic. You can see some things that are really shocking and eye-opening. You also see contractures quite commonly. That's when a person isn't taken care of and their body basically cinches up. And you'll see where they have their knees, one or both of them, brought up to their chest, and they just can't be straightened out. You also see lots of infections, and quite commonly medication errors or failure to medicate is a common deviation as well that we see. The injuries are going to be unique in every case, but those are the most common.
Okay. Yeah, and it's one of those that I guess one thing that I always ask with this is if you do have a loved one in a nursing home, what are some things that you can do to avoid getting into the situation where you've got to come and see you and file a suit?
The best thing you can do is go and see your loved one as often as you can. To have constant interaction with the people that take care of your loved one. Let them know when things don't meet your expectations, but you have to have realistic expectations as well. In my cases, I quite commonly see that the people who have the constant and steady family interaction get better care. And I think part of that is just the human factor. The people who work at the nursing home, the nurses and the CNAs, the nurse assistants, they expect that the daughter of this resident is going to be dropping in sometime, and they want to make sure that things are done right when that daughter does. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, we've heard, and I think that's true in a nursing home setting as well. You need to be active, you need to be vigilant, and you need to ensure that your loved one is taken care of as you expect them to be.
Okay. Yeah, and it's one of these that it's an interesting area of the law, because we see a lot of people that they start getting into this, but I think with many things here, we've got just a short bit of time here, but I think what it is in finding someone that does this type of practice area on a regular and consistent basis is the way to go, as opposed to someone that does this on a rare occasion. Is there anything in our last 30 seconds here that you can add to that?
You're absolutely correct. These are resource-intensive cases. If you, for example, had a problem with your foot, you would go see a podiatrist. If you have a problem with a nursing home issue, you need to see a lawyer that handles nursing home cases, not a general practitioner. While the general practitioner could technically help you, it's better off and more efficient if you see someone who does practice in that area regularly.
Okay. Our time is up for this edition of Legalese. I would like to thank our guest for taking time out of his busy schedule to be with us and for sharing his thoughts and insights. If you would like more information about Legalese or any other program on GHS TV, please refer to our website at www.ghstv.org. If you're interested in the air dates of Legalese or any other shows on GHS TV, look in the Germantown News for the programming schedule, or you can visit ghstv.org. where we are also streaming live 24 hours a day. Also, you can keep up with GHS TV by visiting us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for joining us today. Be sure to join us next month for more discussion on legal topics. Until then, I am Vince Perryman. Thank you for watching.